Got on a big green egg cap that I got from Southern Patio and Grill, the Hartleys. Got a nice a grill for my birthday from my wife Jody and our daughter Abby. But today is the 15th day of November, and last week on the 11th of November was Veterans Day, and a special honor to them. And I like red, white, and blue, and I like having a flag on my set and on my truck. Pardon me, I want to mention someone's name. Steve Watkins. Steve Watkins was a 1974 graduate of Pike Liberal Arts. My brother Kenny was a 1974 graduate of Goshen High School. They met at basic training in Paris Island, South Carolina. They're both United States Marines. Steve, of course, was an all-star football player for Pike Liberal Arts. I believe he was the MVP, best back, all-state, and he had All-American honors as a football player at Pike Liberal Arts. He wore the number 30. He also not only served our country, but he served the citizens of Troy as a police officer. And 40 years ago, on November the 26th, on Thanksgiving Day, he lost his life in the line of duty. So I want to honor Steve Watkins, and I want to thank him and his family for his service and sacrifice. And if you go downtown Troy and you're at the four-way stop, look to your left, there's the police station. Pull into that parking lot, and we've lost several officers in the line of duty here in Troy, Alabama. And unfortunately, we lose them throughout the nation. And I want to honor all our first responders, our firemen, paramedics, all our doctors and nurses and staff that work in nursing homes and for care, the Sarah Clinic, and all the police officers across the country and all military personnel home and abroad and their families for the sacrifices that they make for us. Also, early birthday wish to Larry Snyder. His birthday is the 3rd of December. He was born in the great year of 1944. He's got a couple of nephews, Bart and Robin, who their birthdays will be celebrated on the 1st of December. They got an older brother, Brian, and I've got a first cousin named Kelvin Thomas. They call him the Kelvinator. His birthday is also on the 1st of December. But special shout out to a fraternity brother of mine, Chaney Thompson. He's heading to Kentucky maybe in a day or two to do some deer hunting. I want to wish him safe travels. And the people in Goshen and Pike County and Elam Rogers, we have a special person on our hearts, and her name is Kara Carter Hussey. She and her husband are in Texas. She's getting some treatment, and wish them the best, and we love you. And a special shout out to her mother, Miss Irene, and her sister and brother-in-law in Luverne, Alabama, Sharon and Keith Jabro. We also, from the land of Goshen, we had a recent person to be named Alumni of the Year for Troy University. His name's Randy Wilkes. He's been a superintendent in these parts for a while, but he's the current superintendent in Phoenix City, Alabama. Also want to mention to you, of course, I am teaching at Pike Liberal Arts part-time. I'm teaching the study of Alabama, geography, second semester, and I'm teaching 11th grade honors class, and I'm teaching a ag, woodworking, and gardening class. But we've also started a archery team, a competitive team, and the arrows came in today, so we can start putting some good arrows down range, hopefully tomorrow. Again, this Friday, Brantley is still in the playoffs. Congratulations to the Bulldogs down there in Brantley and Coach Roland Jones. Rolling. Keep them Bulldogs rolling. Also, congratulations to Will Pouncey. They upset Elba last week, and I think they'll be hosting Lynette in Highland Home this Friday night. And Pike Liberal Arts and their head coach, Rush Hickson, will be going to Montgomery to play for the state championship at 7 o'clock this Friday. That will be in Crampton Bow. They will be playing Tuscaloosa Academy. That's at 7 o'clock. The 7 o'clock kick at 3:30. Hugh Fountain, who used to be a longtime coach here at Charles Henderson, he's been at Escambia Academy for a long time, and his team will be playing for the state AA championship at 3:30. So good luck to Coach Fountain, and special hello to Susan and their family. That's the only team that defeated Pike Liberal Arts this year was Escambia Academy. That was in the first game of the year. A couple other notes that I want to mention to you. We have Don Abercrombie coming on the show. He's the owner of Abercrombie Fish Camp in Clayton, Alabama. They have a nice restaurant. They rent cabins, and they'll be talking about several things when they come on the show here in about 10 or 15 minutes. Another holiday event schedule that we have, the downtown holiday event schedule starts November the 20th and 21st. That will be this weekend coming up. A lot of special things going on. Then we have the 27th and 28th. So just about every weekend there's something special going on in downtown Troy. You can call the city, and they'll patch you over to Leanne Wyndham, and they can give you some more information about that. Also, the Johnson Center for the Arts is having some information. They have, if you go to the Johnson Arts schedule, they have their upcoming events for their venue and the special things that are coming on there. Also, Christmas in Ansley will be starting sometime around Thanksgiving. You go down the Shellhorn Road, go about 10 miles and take your left. You'll see the lights. That's 5735 County Road 1135 in Troy, Alabama. Christmas in Ansley, and there's some of the photos there. At this time, I'd like to mention the sponsors of this show. Nate's going to thank Nate Braystead. He's in the booth, and we're going to start highlighting our sponsors. The Brundage Country Club, of course, it's located in Brundage, Alabama. If you go down to Hardee's, take a right, and it's across from the Walmart Distribution Center. They're open Tuesdays through Sundays. Great place to play golf, the Brundage Country Club. The next we have Douglas Brothers, downtown Troy. They are celebrating their 150th year in Troy. They're the longest standing business here in Troy, Alabama. Not long ago, I bought a wedding band from Douglas Brothers. They have an array of nice gifts. I want to thank Sheer Qualls and his staff and their support on this show. Next, we have Lenny Trawick. I saw him this afternoon. Lenny Trawick gives guitar lessons. You can contact him at Facebook at Trawick Designs. This Saturday, he and one of his prize pupils, Tyler Harrison, along with Kathy Stocksdale, should be performing in Cat Deal. They'll be at Abercrombie's Fish Camp in Clayton. It's about 35 or 40 minutes, 35 to 40 miles from Troy. They have great food on the menu, a great place to listen to music. This Saturday night, Lenny Trawick, Cat Deal, Tyler Harrison, and I think Kathy Stocksdale may be playing there at the Fish Camp. Next, we have Raymond's Barber and Style Shop. You can call him at 566-2604. He's right here on South Brundage Streets, and he'll fix my hair from time to time. And we'll thank Raymond for his sponsorship. Also, we have Sticky Frogs. Jennifer at Sticky Frogs at 434-0303 for all your sign needs, all your political signs, signs about graduates. They can do stickers, T-shirts, you name it. They can do it. Go see Jennifer at Sticky Frogs. The Home Gallery is located on Love Street. I've got a nice cap here that David gave me, Home Gallery. You could call them at, let's see, find the number, 670-0047, 670-0047, the Home Gallery on Love Street. They got a lot of nice furniture and lighting and recliners, mattresses, you name it. David and Sherry Helms, the Home Gallery. State Farm Insurance, Bryant Smith. He's located on South Brunion Street. I've been a State Farm guy all my life since I've had insurance since I was 18 years old. I want to thank Bryant Smith for his sponsorship. Also, we have next is the Piggly Wiggly, Steve and Jennifer Garrett. They have a location on North 3 Knott Street and one on 231 South. Great selection of products. I went in there just the other day and got some baking needs. I'm fixing to bake some pies and a cake or two for the Charles Citizen High School cheerleaders. They'll be for donation, and y'all call in this Friday at 770-3353 on Today in LA with Mike Amos. Our next sponsor is Golden Boy. They can peanut butter for different people. Peter Pan's one of them, and they had a special, excuse me, they had a special canning and labeling for the Peanut Butter Festival in Brundage, Alabama a couple of weeks ago. I want to thank Golden Boy, located on the Henderson Highway. Great place to work if you're looking for a job. The Old Barn Restaurant in Goshen, Alabama, 484-3200. Steaks, seafood, chicken. I believe they have quail. They're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, starting around 4:30ish. They're open Sunday for dinner at 10:30 to about 2. I want to thank the Old Barn Restaurant. Next, we have, I want to thank Russell and Miss Melanie and Gibson Baker for their support on this show. Next, we have, and Russell actually is at the Wallace Pump and Supply. You can see him. We're going to talk about Wallace Pump and Supply in a minute. The next sponsor is Pond Stalker 2. Go see, you can call Jim Mullis at 403-2582 or Jet Trotter at 670-2314. They have a product called the Pond Buddy that you put in your pond, and it will fertilize your pond. And it's a new invention. It's very good. They have a lot of other products. They can aerate your water. They have water pumps. They have fertilizer. They can stock your pond. They have bait and tackle. Go to pondstalker2.com for more information. Also, we have Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy. They're located on US 231 North. The manager is Jason Gregory, super sponsor, and he does a lot for the community of Troy, and they have a great selection of cars and trucks. Go see Premier Dodge here in Troy, Alabama. We have the Chicken Shack of Luverne, established in 1968, 335-6566. Wonderful place to eat. One of my favorite places of all time. I grew up eating that chicken, started in 1968. The Chicken Shack of Luverne. Thank you, the Money Boys. All right, we have Flowers Real Estate Team. Put flowers in your yard. If you've got something you're looking for something to rent, something to buy, or if you want to sell it, call them at 482-0393. Flowers Real Estate Team. They'll put flowers in your yard. I want to thank them. Our next our next sponsor is Flat Tops and Fiddles. They sell guitars, picks. They got strings. Don and Jan Brown are the owners. They're located on the Court Square in Troy at 79 Court Square. That's also where Lenny Trawick conducts his guitar lessons. He does it a couple of days a week, and then Catherine Deal, she is a young lady who also gives guitar lessons. So, Flat Tops and Fiddles, thank you very much. And the next sponsor is Dan Fraley with Fraley Frames. They have 2 locations. They have one in Troy, Alabama. That number is 566-6318. Also in Enterprise at 347-4909. You'll see that in just a minute. It's located on 617 Glover Street. But Fraley Frames in Troy, I had an old copper thing that my father did when he was a patient in Tuskegee, Alabama at the VA hospital. He gave Mother a copper frame of the Last Supper. Well, I've kept it through the years, and Dan framed it for me. It is beautiful. I'm going to bring it hopefully next week where you can see it. Also, my mother-in-law and father-in-law are from Raleigh, Georgia. They passed away, but Jody's home place, they had an old barn. And in that barn, they had some old wood. And Dan, we got him to make about 15 frames, picture frames out of that old wood, and then we gave it to her sister and our niece and nephew, and Abby has a couple. But Dan can do it. I want to thank Dan Fraley at Fraley Frames. Also, Abby Lee Photography. She's our daughter. She's about 22 years of age, and she's a full-time photographer. Go to www.abbyleephotography.co, leave off the M, and you can see what she offers, and you can email her with your request, and she'll respond to you. But Abby Lee Photography, we're very proud of her. Also, Troy Bank and Trust, the only bank you will ever need. They have several locations. They're very convenient here in Troy, Alabama, and in the southeast. I want to thank them for their sponsorship. Also, we have Pike County Co-op. They have 2 locations, Goshen, Alabama, Troy, Alabama. You can get all kind of different types of nuts, peanuts, seed, feed, fertilizer, you name it, tack, shovels, scoops. They have an array of things. Go see the friendly people at the Pike Farmers Co-op, the Pike County Co-op located in Goshen and in Troy. We have our next sponsor is Chimney Sauces, www.chimneysauce.com. Write that down. In a minute when you see a commercial, they make hot sauces. And you can get it locally up there around Lake Martin at several places up there around Lake Martin. But you can order them online at chimneysauce.com. The owner is Ryan Darty. He is his sibling, one of his siblings is Diana Lee. And so that tells you a whole lot, the quality of person he is and the quality of product that he puts out. And look for the commercial here in a few minutes about Chimney Sauces. Our next sponsor is Whaley Pecan Company, located on Pecan Street. Their number is 566-3504. Log in to their Facebook or log in, Google it. You can order stuff online and get it shipped for Christmas. Go by the store. They have a gift shop. You can walk in, hey, they got all kind of gift baskets and bags so they can fill them up. And you can give your secretary, if you have a Secret Santa partner, you can do a lot of things. I go in there and buy a lot of stuff and package it and give it away. That's where I buy my pecans for pecan pies and things of that nature. Also, our next sponsor is Southern Grill and Patio. We mentioned them earlier. They're located on North 3 Knott Street. Contact them at 770-0575. It's the Hartleys. You can find them on Facebook as well. And you can get these Bordeaux sauces for your steak. They're naturally with natural ingredients. There's no fructose syrup in those. Our next sponsor is Bird Drug Company, Mr. Joe Watson, and I call them the Deli Girls. I eat breakfast there many times. Great place to eat. 566-0100. It's located on the square in Troy. Next sponsor is Troy Paint and Body. We meet by accident, the Broadaways. at 670-9699. They're located on South Brundage Street as well. Jackson Hardware, Mr. Brian McDaniels, they're located in downtown Brundage. That store has been in operation for about 100 years. Wonderful place to shop for all your hardware needs. They have paint and all kind of stuff. You can contact them also by phone or by jacksonhardware735@gmail.com. And our next sponsor is Kelly Tires, Rex and Nell Grant, located on Love Street for all your tire needs, brakes, mufflers, things of that nature. Our next sponsor is Signature Hair Designs. Go see Shirley Ellis. You can call her at 566-7311 and set up an appointment with her or one of her staff members. And we have the Kennedy. The Kennedy is located in Brundage, Alabama. It's a great venue for lodging and events. Go to thekennedy.com and you can look up that information, how to reach them. We also have Meeks Termite and Pest Control located on South Brundage Street, 566-1222. And we also want to thank Greg for his sponsorship. The Pizza Palace, see Miss Pretty, downtown Brundage, wonderful place. Subs, sandwiches, pizzas, 735-9555. See Miss Pretty. Then this is Christmas in Ansley, little icon there. They're going to start around Thanksgiving. Who do we have next? Nick. That's a picture of the Taylor family. And there's some more information about Christmas in Ansley. We've talked about the downtown event schedule. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have Mr. We get the name right, Mr. Don Abercrombie of Clayton, Alabama. He has a fish camp over there, and we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Attention! Attention! PremierTroy.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a newer vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime? PremierTroy.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTroy.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. You can watch this show on replays on Wednesday nights between 9 and 10 p.m. And you can also find us on Facebook. Type in Troy Cable Productions. Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee, and you can also find us on YouTube. Our next guest is Mr. Don Abercrombie from Clayton, Alabama. Thank you, Mr. Don. And we're going to start off and getting to know him a little bit more personal. Where is your hometown?
Hometown is Louisville. So we grew up actually up on the Barber-Pike County line, Highway 130. So we are really familiar with Pike County.
Okay.
And
Put that right there on your shirt,
okay.
if you don't mind. All right. So you're right there on the line on 30. You said right there.
Yes, that's where we
No, this
grew
right
up.
here, this part. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah. So you in the high school you went to
went to Louisville High School, and then in my senior year I went to Dixie and graduated from Dixie Academy.
Okay. Who was your coach at Dixie?
Peak. Coach Sammy Peak.
Sammy Peak.
That's
He played at He played at Goshen, Alabama.
Oh, did?
Goshen High School. I believe he and Mr. Jerry Peak, his brother, played at Goshen in probably the 60s. But now your sports in high school were
Football, and then actually I went to Dixie to play baseball my senior year.
okay. Now, did you go to college or
I
anything?
did. Went to Troy. My wife and I both, graduated from Troy University, and so that's and then both our children graduated from Troy,
Okay.
Cass and Avery.
Okay. Now, where did you meet your wife?
Well, actually, I met her in Louisville. It just happened so my father had died, during the spring, I guess, of 1982. And so during the time I was at home a lot, then I met her, and so we ended up getting married in 1987. And
Okay. Is she a hometown girl?
She is definitely a Louisville. We both lived in Montgomery for about a year after we got married, but we had to be at home every weekend, so it was one of those situations that we couldn't get back home fast enough.
Did she go to Dixie or?
She went to Dixie all those years, yes.
Okay. And your children again, who?
Cass and Avery. That we have a boy and a girl, and then we have son-in-law, and then my two grandchildren. So
right, and I had the privilege. I knew that Lenny Trawick. Here's how I met you. Lenny Trawick and one of my students, Tyler Harrison, were going to be playing at your fish camp there in Clayton. So we miled it. It's 40 miles from our house. So it's 35 or 40 miles from Troy, depending on which side of Troy you live on. I said, Jody, we got to go. I feel like it's pretty good food. It was great food. I had a steak, and Jody had shrimp. But they were playing. You have a stage, and they were playing that Saturday night, and we were there for about 2.5, 3 hours. And I met. I mentioned something to Lenny. He said, "You need to have him on your show." I said, "I reckon I will." So I went and found you and talked to you. And one thing that I enjoyed is your grandson.
Right.
You have two grandboys that were there?
Two, yes.
What are their names?
Jace and Jetson. So Jace is 5 and Jetson is 1.
And then you were out there, just dancing around with him. And he didn't want to leave Granddaddy's arms.
No.
But that was kind of neat. We had a gentleman out there dancing. I think he was like 90 years old.
That's right.
And but they have a little place where you can do a little bit of dancing, but it's wonderful music. It was country music and some Christian music. And Tyler's mother, I don't know her first name, I can't remember.
She can sing.
She could sing too, and of course Lenny can sing. But your fish camp, your first venture in the business was
right. We actually got into the catfish business back in 1988, 1999, and basically what we did is we grew everything from the fingerlings all the way up to food fish, and then in the late 90s we got involved in selling to grocery stores and restaurants, and then it got to be to where that occupied most of our time and it's very labor intensive, so we ended up specializing in flavor tested. It's all U.S. products. We've never sold, and even with our Aqua South, which a lot of people around here are familiar with the co-ops and the Piggly Wigglies and all. We've sold them over here for years. But Aqua South farm-raised catfish, U.S. Gulf shrimp. We only sold U.S. products, and we carried that over to the restaurant when we ended up buying that about 11 years ago in Clayton. So it's been.
So you rear fish.
Well, we grew them and everything else, but then what we ended up doing is getting into a niche where we flavor tested fish. And so we actually were known throughout the industry for the highest quality flavor tested fish on the market. And so we went and we actually trained, people within the industry on how to flavor test fish.
Okay.
And
That's pretty
you ever
neat.
taste a muddy catfish or a taste that had all flavor on them, then that's the key to it is.
Right, but so you do the taste test, but do y'all grow?
We grew them back until
Okay,
about
okay.
1999,
Okay.
but then we still flavor test them today. So if we
Okay.
get, if we only deal with the plants that have the best fish, and then if we ever get any that we don't like, we send them back.
When
So
you flavor test it, exactly what does that entail?
we put them in a microwave for approximately 3 minutes, and then no seasoning or anything, and then you smell them and taste them, and so you use both your smell and your taste to make sure that they don't have the blue-green algae or the MIB algae and the various things that you have in ponds that would create an off flavor. And so it's nothing, it's nothing that will hurt you, but it's just when you go and you want to eat the best catfish, you need to make sure that they're properly flavor tested. And so, and my children are probably Cass and Avery, or, they're known for it too. When we went and trained them in West Alabama, Avery and I, Cass was playing baseball over here that day with Troy, but Avery and I went and we actually took the test, and we got 100% of the ones with the test, and so we were training people within the industry during that time.
All right, so you have your restaurant,
Right.
and you do.
We have greenhouses, so we have
Let's start showing some of those pictures of that. There is your open
right.
5 to 9 every.
Every
Can you
Fri-
blow that up a little bit, Nate?
Yeah, we're open 5 to 9 every Friday and Saturday night, and during this time of the year, when we get into hunting season, we're actually open on Thursday nights from 5 to 8. But it's during the hunting season.
Right. It's highest quality food American farmers have to offer, fine dining, casual atmosphere, and it's located on Eufaula Avenue in Clayton, Alabama. In other words, when you take that right heading toward Eufaula, you'll take a left on what road? It's right there. You can see it.
Right. It's basically 198 that turns back into town. So Highway 30, intersection of Highway 30 and 198, I believe.
Okay. All right. This next slide. This is the aerial view of. Go ahead and explain that for us.
Well, what we have is we have 16 cabins that when we bought it, it was built in 2008. This whole facility was. It's got about a 280 seat restaurant there, which is in the center of the big building, and then we have 16 cabins and 9 RV hookups. And so we rent them to hunters and various things like that. And also we have people that are maybe contract workers that are coming to build different things in different areas. We actually have people that come over all the way to Troy, and then we do some monthly rates on that kind of thing. But between that and the hunters and people coming in for the weekend, that's what we do.
And it says 30 to 50 amp full RV hookups with water and sewage, 25 per night, 550 a month. Is that still the same rate?
Well, yeah. Well,
Okay.
what we do here is it's going to be that's the RV hookups. Yes.
RV, okay.
Yes, but now as far as the cabins, their daily rates on those
Right.
are going to be about $82 for 3 nights.
And you can call 726-7557 for the cabin rental, anything about the hookups, any questions that you have. Who's that singing right there? Is that?
That is a local Dalton Bush. He's from Clayton.
Okay,
And
Dalton Bush.
we have music pretty much a couple of times or 3 times a weekend, during a month, during the hunting season, and all the way out into the end of March.
So with hunting season coming up, the gun season opening up
This week.
This week, so
Yes,
you
sir.
can call those numbers there. Now, I believe when I talked to Lenny today, he's coming Saturday night.
He is.
Tyler Harrison's coming, and Tyler is a 15-year-old student at Pike Liberal Arts. Lenny's going to try to get Catherine Deal.
Right.
She's been on the show, and he's going to try to bring Kathy Stockstill. She's a senior at Pike Liberal Arts. She's been on the show.
That's right.
They all three, they're just sensational.
Well, Lenny's a legend. He actually came back right after we first bought it, probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And he's not only a legend over here, but he's a legend pretty much everywhere. And so this younger people who are really talented, that's really what we try to get to come. So that we've had several from the Troy area, Yule, he's
Okay.
been over here, and also
I know you're talking about.
the Meredith boys. They both
Gabe
they
and
played.
Gabe and
Gabe and Kane, I believe.
Yes, right. I taught both of them.
But they are very talented,
Right.
and so it's one of those things that we like to see this younger talent come in and develop as much as we can.
All right, Nate, if we can go back to some of the pictures, please, sir. That's the aerial view. All right, the next one is. All right, tell us about.
This is my son got into the Wagyu beef calves. He went to play baseball over here at Troy, and he had a good buddy that was in the full blood Wagyu business for several years, and they were good friends. So last year, he wanted to get into the Wagyu beef, and what that is it's a Japanese type beef that basically he's got 7 full blood bulls, and then he's got 26 F1, which is an Angus Wagyu cross, and then we now have 17 calves of different ages that within about a year or so, those calves will be ready for us to be able to process and be able to use them within our, within the restaurant.
How do you spell Y?
It is Wagyu, Wagyu.
Wagyu.
But it's all about the marbling, and it's the highest marbling of cattle in the world. And
Well, I'd like to taste some of that. All right. Now, who is this young fella?
This is Jensen. This is our youngest right here, grandson. This is Jensen, and then he's kind of the prize pig, I guess, so to speak, because he's the youngest. But,
that's right.
But he loves a tomato, so he's one of those. That,
I saw. Well, I think we got a picture of that, and that his mother and daddy are.
This is Avery, our daughter Avery,
and she's a real estate agent.
She's a real estate. She works with DTN, which is a progressive farmer. Most people, and she does the graphic design and all kind of things like that.
And
so
she's located in.
She's located in Louisville.
Louisville, okay.
Clayton area.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
This is our, I guess, claim to fame, the farm-raised catfish, and so this is a picture of that. And
I'm about to starve.
And so it's one of those things that this is one of the items we have on the menu,
and you can get orders to go. Y'all have to-go orders.
We have to-go orders and all, and so you can get it to go. You can dine in. We have a huge restaurant, and you can sit and stay a while. And we're not all about turnover. We're more about just having people in and enjoying the experience. And so we get a lot of customers that come from 40, 50, 100 miles away just to eat with us, and we want to make sure that we don't disappoint.
Well, if I can talk my wife, we'll be rolling in Saturday again. That looks like fried green tomatoes.
That's right. And so these are the tomatoes, and go ahead, and this is the green tomato. So when you look at a tomato and you say, okay, these are grown in our greenhouses, or our high tone greenhouses, which would be in Louisville.
Now, what's that sauce there? Is that ranch, or is that a special
that's a ranch.
sauce?
Yeah, we have a ranch right there that we use for the fried green tomatoes. But now we have a cocktail. We have a tartar sauce that we have that is a signature sauce that
y'all make.
People and people drive just for that, and also the hush puppies. So we developed the hush puppy through the years. So in addition to the highest quality, this is the prime USDA prime and certified Angus beef and stuff like that. And so these.
That's onion rings on top.
Onion rings on top, and there's the main thing is we look at every category of what we sell. The U.S. Gulf shrimp, the best of the best, prime or upper 2/3 choice steaks, and we want to make sure that we just sell whatever we consider to be the best in that category. And so we may mess it up every once in a while, but if we execute it, then chances are we're going to have a satisfied customer.
And there's
our oldest one, actually, a year or so ago. That's Jace. We look at the dirt roads that travel through Pike and Barber and all the counties, and used to, when I grew up and about our same age, I all wanted to leave Barber and Pike County and go somewhere else. But now then, all these young people, they want to stay and ride the country roads and do things like that. But that's Jace. He's our oldest grandson. He's now 5.
Yeah. Now, is that a natural
creek
that rose?
It is. That's a dirt road over next to our daughter's house, and they see it about every weekend or so.
I had my mother's oldest sister, Helen Ray McLeod Armstrong.
Right.
Her husband, Billy, used to be a pastor. He's passed away, but a Baptist pastor. When they lived in Atmore, or Hutsford, we would go down these dirt roads, and they creeks all the way through them, just as about like that, and that brings back so many memories of.
And my daughter says that you can pretty much ride the dirt roads to get to our place. And so when you get into Barber County, you go and you travel all these dirt roads, then, you know, that's basically what, you know, it's just a good outing for people.
Right, and I'm a dirt road. I grew up on a dirt road. Oh, look at that.
And these are some of our tomatoes that we have. You know, our family is involved no matter what area, whether it's the restaurant, the cabins, the greenhouses, or whatever we're dealing with, the beef and all. These are actually tomato seedlings that we actually put them in the trays. We plant the seeds, and Jace helps me. This is the oldest one. He'll put them in there, and then have a video or two along where the kids are the youngest one stepping on them.
Yeah.
And so
that's a beautiful smile.
We're getting a pretty good turnout of them. And these are some of the tomatoes that are a product of what we're doing there.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's tell you what. Let's take a quick break, Nate. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Don Abercrombie from Abercrombie's Fish Camp in Clayton, Alabama, and they have greenhouses, and they're starting that Wagyu beef, but we'll be right back after these messages.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Attention! Attention! PremierTroy.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a newer vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime? PremierTroy.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTroy.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. This is Don Abercrombie. And look at that green tomato right there. Woo! And here's some red tomatoes. But when you market these, you sell them. How do y'all market your tomatoes?
Well, we try to sell most of them through our restaurant or through the greenhouses or whatnot. But now this one right here is more of a, when you look at a green tomato, we fry these at the restaurant, and we're looking for a certain green tomato. See the little red or pink on the bottom? Then you know it's about ready for it to, when you slice it and fry it and all that, that's really what you're looking for, is to have that little.
Well, Don, can you give us the batter? Roughly what's the batter made of?
Well, the batter, it's hard to do that without giving away too many secrets with it, but it's more of a fine corn flour, and then we have several you know, we have our own special batters for
Okay.
each one of the different ones, so that we have different profiles. We have a different batter for this than we do the catfish, a different for the shrimp than we do the other. So it's but yes, it's
Okay.
But then we have to use we have a wet batter, so we have to, you know, I will tell you, we do use a egg wash, which is pretty much a few eggs to a half gallon of buttermilk. But
Well, my wife Jody and I went a couple of weeks ago, and saw this little girl walk by and back and forth. Judge said, "Does she work at Troy Bank and Trust?" So your son's fiance works a little bit with y'all, but she works at Troy Bank and Trust with Diana Lee.
That's right.
And they're one of the sponsors. And Diana Lee's brother, Ryan Darty, he's the owner of Chimney Rock Hot Sauce. So, what's her name?
Kayla.
Kayla. Yeah, I met Kayla. And but anyway, now before I forget it, one of the great sponsors of this show is Pike Farmers Co-op. They have a location in Goshen and Troy, and this is they've got this year's peanuts ready to buy, and you can buy them by the case. Great Christmas gifts, great Thanksgiving gifts, great gifts for guests on the Forrest Tree Lee Good News and Interview Show. So thank you, and here's a gift for you. And
hey, they're going to be great. I'll tell you, I'm used to these. The Miss Rhonda over at the Troy Co-op and all. These are really good peanuts, and they make a great gift.
I'll get a chair, and I said, Miss Rhonda, I need some advice. That's honest. This past Saturday, I was over there. Miss Rhonda, I've got a little, in one of my classes at the school, and Tyler Harrison's in it, I got about 12 boys in my ag class. Well, we're doing gardening, and we're building raised beds. We have about 14 8-foot by 4-foot, and I said, Miss Rhonda, we're doing that, but I've got a raised bed at home. Tell me what to put in it. Of course, I just wanted to hear it, and she a little bit of this, so I bought some potash, some bone meal, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and planted some cabbage and some lettuce and broccoli and something else I bought. I can't remember. Maybe Brussels sprouts. But anyway, Nate, if we can go back to those pictures, but that's a gift for being on the show, and thank you, Mr. Danny Drool, and let's see. Here we go, and this is one of the.
This is one of the actual Wagyu bulls. It's a young bull, and this is back probably about 8 or 10 months ago. But this is a bull that's about a year old now, but back then he's probably 6 or 7, about 7 months old then.
How's their temperament?
Very, very gentle.
Okay.
And a lot of it has to do with how you got to handle them a lot easier. You know, and so what you're trying to do is have them to where everything's gentle. You got to have it to where the marbling comes into play, and a lot of that is based on the temperament. You know, according to the Japanese way of doing it. You know, the way they've done it in the past.
Okay. There's the little.
And this is the little one again. This is one this is at our restaurant in our kitchen, and the kitchen is one of the reasons we bought this place back in 2010 is because when I really wasn't interested in getting into the restaurant business because we'd sold all these restaurants in several states for years, for 20 or 30 years, and then the kitchen is just an amazing kitchen, and this is our grandson.
Well, I can tell you, the smile gives it away. That is a happy youngin'.
Yeah, they are. That's our. If we'd have had grandchildren first, we probably never had children. You know what I'm saying? they're really the pride of our pride and joy.
There's another aerial view. Oh, whoa.
This is actually our turkey. Turkey and deer are two of the major things we see in Barber County, and the hunting, the whole recreational hunting and all. And so these are some nice turkeys.
Oh, you got any kinfolks there?
Where's
that mark? Where is that?
On the right-hand side is what I'm thinking, but
where's that marker at? Is that?
I have no idea.
That is a beautiful. That's got to be one of the best pictures in America, right there.
Yeah,
wow.
My daughter threw that up there the other day, and I'm trying to just trying to see which who that is. But yeah, we're known for deer and turkey, and once they extended the deer season a few years back, it really became kind of the mecca for.
You know, Don, I read in the Dothan Eagle the other day, they're concerned about the turkey population dwindling a little bit.
They are, and they've had, for the 2 or 3 years, they've been talking about in different areas, but now in Barber County, we have turkeys running out our ears the last couple of years, and so we're not really seeing that as much in the, but I think you have a lot more management with the lease property in particular, and we also have the WMA, which, they may do some things different on the WMA for the management of the turkeys, but so far we're not seeing it down in our part of Louisville and all.
All right, Nate, the next one is, there they are.
These are the tomatoes that we have, and, most of the tomatoes now are grown more to ship than they are, for the actual tasting, and so the varieties that we pick out to grow in our greenhouses they're made to taste, and these are what I call the tomato sandwich tomatoes.
Okay.
And so you're not having to worry about shipping them. We get them close to vine ripe. I mean, these are ready to go pretty much in a couple of days, and give you a chance to have them.
All right, go ahead, Nate.
These are the USDA prime or USDA upper 2/3 choice steaks at the top. We've got a cross section at the bottom of the tomatoes that we cut, and so that's basically where we're growing the greenhouses right now. We have staged at different levels.
You have okra too?
Well, we had okra on this picture, but now we grow okra during the summertime, but we don't right now.
All right, Nate. That's at the restaurant.
This is the restaurant, and I think this was when Lenny was up there playing, but it may not be. It's hard to see on that picture, but we have a stage on the.
Yeah, I see Lenny.
Is that Lenny?
Yeah, that's Lenny. That was, we weren't there. That's Cat.
Right.
Cat Deal, and I can't tell who the other two are. One of them I think is Tyler, maybe his mother.
Right.
But we're not in there in that particular picture. All right, Nate.
We have 3 different rooms that we have, but this is the
one. My, there they are.
Yeah, these are actually pictures. I took this past weekend, so these are that we have in the greenhouses. And
how many greenhouses do you have?
We have 8, or 7 actually. 7. We had one that got torn up with the storm last year, pretty bad too. This is kind of a cross section of what we have there with with everything we do.
Nate, can you show those videos? Hit all the pictures and let's come through the videos because I don't want to. Oh my!
Yeah, these are some of the ones you mentioned Kayla a while ago. One of the ones earlier that she had done for us. One of the designs and all. She does a great job. She's a great photographer too.
There they are.
And that's pretty much that's what we do.
Nate, did that video? Can it run? He's working on it, I believe. But in a minute we're going to show a video.
One more time. Oh, count them one more time.
Yeah, this is Jace right here. Jace helps us out in the greenhouse all the time, and I think that's Jensen underneath there. So it's
What's on the far side?
The far side would be a different sizes. On the back side we have a building over there to where we have a 8,000 square foot building where the Wagyu beef. We have a place over there for them, and these tomatoes are staged at different areas, different times to come off. So.
Okay. So you have some.
Pretty much continuously.
Okay.
We won't have these fried green tomatoes pretty much all the time. This is Jensen here, so this is a little one, and here they are, Jason Jensen. They're actually putting in the.
Go ahead.
Jace puts the seed in, and then Jensen is. Yeah, that's right. And this is the little one eating a tomato, and he ate another one today. He eats one every day, and he loves tomatoes. So he's only 1 year old now.
Jensen's the same way. He'd rather eat a tomato.
But they're involved in every area what we do.
And so he loves tomatoes.
But
he said, if I grow,
that's what it's about, It's all about the family. That's what we have. We have at least 4 people working in the restaurant. Pretty much anytime we open up, we try to do all of the work in the greenhouse. And but it's he came in one day and he had eaten a green tomato. And I asked my wife, I said, "Yeah, you can't be letting him eat a green tomato." But he didn't faze him a bit.
He just kept on.
He kept on eating.
Right. Well, that is neat. What other ventures besides the greenhouses and your?
That's pretty much it. I mean, we're always trying to, to help find a catalyst to bring more economic activity to Barber County, and so we're trying to get the high-speed internet, not only for Clayton, but also for rural Barber County. But as far as
we need high-speed internet, Troy Cable, in Clayton, Alabama.
Yes, no doubt about it. But other than that, we pretty much just try to.
Yeah. How is the town of Clayton? Is it kind of reviving a little bit? Maybe.
It is to a certain degree. Recreational hunting has really picked up in the last 5 or 6, 7 years, and so we're seeing pretty much all the lands leased now in Barber County, and also Pike County and other areas too. But
how is what's your mother's maiden name?
My mother was a Williams from P Road, Alabama, originally.
I know where that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on 29, heading to
that's right.
Union Springs. Sure
That's
is.
Right. Catherine and Ben.
You said last name was what again?
Williams.
Williams. Mm-hmm. Did you know a Janice Rogers from up there? She married Mike Griffin, the golf coach.
Absolutely, I do know it, but I don't. But she is actually my wife's, I want to say, aunt, maybe. A great aunt.
And they have a beautiful cemetery up there on the left by the old post office.
That's right.
But that's the neat. I love the small hometowns, the Goshens, the Cloves, the Louisvilles.
Absolutely.
And a special shout out to David Helms' mother, lives in Clayton.
Absolutely, we see him all the
time. David and all his brothers, and if you see David, ask him about olives and Mountain Dews.
Olives and Mountain Dews.
He and his two brothers would share a Mountain Dew and I think a Dr. Pepper. They would just share the three of them, and then they'd get a jar of olives, and they would eat the olives, and then they would drink the olive water.
Yeah, actually, I was in the same class with Cody, and then when I went to college for a while, I was John and I, the other brother, were roommates.
David and Sherry, they're one of the sponsors.
Right.
Home Gallery.
Yeah, we see them all the time.
I think the world of David Earl Helms. I just let his middle name slide. But Clay and
that's right.
And let's see, the Clay, and then Adam is a defensive coordinator, defensive coach for Clay Chalkville. They're still in the playoffs.
Wow.
And David will be rolling wherever they are. We got about 2 minutes left, but that's some good old folks over there in Clayton. The Williams brothers.
That's right. Mac and Sam.
Mac and I were physical education majors about the same time at Troy, and I've met Sam. He played basketball at LBW with a good friend of mine that I graduated with, Robert Charles, Bobby Brown, Big Bob Brown.
Right.
Taught both of his youngins, and Sandy, Miss Sandy Stevens and Bill from Louisville, and
we had some really good football games against Dwight Ward. I was telling you today, Dwight was one of the best people in the world.
Dwight Ward did the ceremonial coin toss for Pike Liberal Arts this weekend. Longtime coach. Want to mention the Teal brothers, Mickey and Russell from Clow. Of course, we've lost Russell. Was married to my cousin Mary Jean, but Mickey was my high school football coach my junior and senior year.
He actually was a teacher, and he could swing a good paddle too. I remember back in the day.
He never did get me. I'm glad he didn't. But listen, I want to thank you. Man, it's been a great show. I want to thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Abercrombie's Fish Camp open Friday
and Saturday night, year round. And then the cabins are open, 24/7.
Right.
And then during the hunting season, we open on Thursday nights from 5 to 8 o'clock.
Right. Live music Saturday night. Lenny Trawick, Tyler Harrison, Kathy Stockstill, Catherine Deal. That will be a treat too. And we'll be back next week for good news and interviews. Thank you for joining us.